with close-up Manamoo Bay as well. Fath is still there in behind the Millennium Moonbeam with a white face as they head down to the final half mile. Past halfway in the Sagittar 2000 Guineas, Primo Valentino edging all the way to bag this stands rail and leads by about a length to second Zoning, Cape Town driven, French fellow the green sleeve jacket. Then out wider is Scartine Fox. In behind these is You Missed Him with a bit of a run. Back then to Distant Music improving. They went through the first half in over 48 seconds. A bit slow by Guineas standards. Up front could be the place to be. Primo Valentino, Giants Causeway now thrusting. In between them is Zoning. Giants Causeway challenging Primo Valentino. Then Zoning running on his summoner. Barathea Guest also from the rear coming with a wet sail, and King's Best now in the sheepskin noseband. King's Best comes to take Giants Causeway, and King's Best, Kieren Fallon'S got it right today. King's Best scoops away to win the Guineas easily in the end. To then tracked by Taboog on the stands rail, the favourite under Frankie Dettori. Imperial Dancer is the back marker. Menardia white face on Michael DeVore's jacket and about the midfield as they race inside the final 5 furlongs now. Red Carpet and Naif, followed by King's Iron Bridge. Divine Task is just in behind them. Pulled to the outside, Heretic, then Mayville Thunder. Next is on the inside Taboog with Rumpole just being niggled along. Munir is also making headway as well in the blue and white jacket, also the white face as they run down towards the final 3 furlongs, and up front Red Carpet and Naif, they're dueling for the advantage, and they've skipped a couple of lengths clear of King's Iron's Bridge. Then Munir on the outside, coming forward is Velata, then Mayville Thunder, backpedaling is Rumpole. Taboog is under pressure. Golan is making good headway on the wide outside together with Tamburlaine. They run inside the dip in the Roly Milo, the Sagittar 2000 Guineas. It's Red Carpet on the rail, Naif out in the centre. Golan's come swooping through with Tamburlaine, then Frenchman's Bay and Munir. It's Golan and Tamburlaine, they battle on together now. Golan and Kieren Fallon, Tamburlaine and Richard Hughes. Frenchman's Bay is pulling on well at the finish, but Golan goes on to win the Guineas. Tamburlaine second, in third then Frenchman's Bay. And then just in behind these then is Tucker with Pivotal Flame, Rebel over on the far side, Mr. Ginepi. And after these then Footsteps in the Sand is also handy on the far side as they head down towards the halfway stage. Satcham in a white cap, further back is David Jr. Oratorio is well off the gallop at the moment, as is Democratic Deficit, who's just about last as they run down now with less than a half mile to cover in the 2000 Guineas, and it's Party Boss that leads to Tony James, Candidate. And then on the far side, Footsteps in the Sand. Iceman is picking up from the rear. Dubawi is just hunting up the leaders, that all blue jacket. Rob Roy under pressure, then Tucker as they race down inside the final quarter mile, and it's Tony James taken on by Footsteps in the Sand, then Candidate in the centre, Party Boss. Dubawi begins to unwind, so too Democratic Deficit on the near side, followed by Tucker and Rebel, but inside the final furlong is Kieren Fallon on Footsteps in the Sand, who leads up the hill now from Candidate. Rebel tries to run on Dubawi on the near side, but Footsteps in the Sand, giant strides on the turf at Newmarket and wins the Guineas. Olympian Odyssey now leads the field inside the last 4.5 furlongs. Olympian Odyssey from in second place Killybegs, Horatio Nelson, Amadeus Wolf, near side Red Clubs with Sir Percy, then Close to You right there as well. Assets in behind them, Final Verse and George Washington on heels, near side Arafa further back with Miss You Bond as they run down now inside the final 3 furlongs, and Olympian Odyssey is kicked ahead from Killybegs. Horatio Nelson towards the left, look to the right, Red Club, Sir Percy driven. George Washington now coming through under Kieren Fallon, and he's looking very dangerous indeed inside the final 2, and George Washington has really quickened up there. Sir Percy chasing, Red Club's on the right, the far side Olympian Odyssey racing inside the final furlong. George Washington took 2 or 3 lengths out of the field in a matter of strides. Sir Percy is trying to come at him on the near side, but Gorgeous George is in front. A brilliant horse, George Washington wins the Guineas.
Shifting Power, his stable companion, is another who's racing prominently with Urtijal. Australia not too far off that group in company with Outstrip as they continue their progress on down towards halfway. So impossible at this stage to line up the 2 groups. Meanwhile, Standside Tourmore has the overall advantage on this near side. Nuzo Canarius continues to tow them along over on the far side. Kingman is still towards the rear of that group. The Grey Gatsby is in that group as well. Tourmore still prominent in company with Shifting Power over on the near side as they make make their journey now down inside the final couple of furlongs. Still 2.5 furlongs to travel. Australia being produced to come and try and close on the near side with Shifting Power and Tourmore. Kingman is moving forward over on that far side group, who is still headed by Nusu Canarias. They run downhill and into the dip. Australia and Tourmore stand side with Shifting Power over on the far side. Nusu Canarias, and here's Kingman exploding for the far side group. Kingman's come through to lead that group with Night of Thunder Australia under the near side rail. Night of Thunder drifting over Australia and Kingman. They're wide across the course. Kingman, Night of Thunder dives, and I think won the Guineas.